Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to East Vineland, New Jersey. And I'm going to start today's video by correcting myself in the first video by saying that this map is called East Vineland, New Jersey and not Vineyard, New Jersey. I don't know why I was calling it Vineyard, New Jersey in the first video of the series. I guess I was kind of hopeful that it was going to have grapes and olives. When I downloaded it, I saw Vine and thought it was going to have grapes and olives available on the map from the outset. And I've just been really hopeful that it was going to have grapes and olives available to do from the start of the game and not have to be something that we have to place. But I got it wrong, didn't I, ladies and gents? And in fact, it is actually called East Vineland, not Vineyard. But it's still New Jersey, it's still based on a real area. As you can see, since the first video, I have been setting up some little placeables. I have spent a little bit of money. I'm gonna have to do a bit of maybe I think how best to do this. Ground up a bit around here. Then smooth it and soften it and make it nice. Yeah, I've got my debris crusher. Again, I've placed things like this on the map without actually realising that the map already has some of those things built in. Like, I've placed bought and placed my debris crusher that is kindly been made by Stevie. This is from Stevie's production pack mod. And I don't really need it because apparently when I was digging through the map files between recording the first video and this video, I discovered that the debris crusher built in to this map already functions like a production. You just need to buy it, and it makes lime. It produces lime from stone. So the debris crusher on this map by default has that functionality added to it. This is a pallet and bale warehouse that I have added for storing various items and objects and being able to spawn them out later on when I need to. And obviously I've placed a hayloft here that also accepts bales, so I can put bales in and I can get the material out either in loose form or I can get it out in bale form. So that is very useful for me. I've finished harvesting over yonder and I collected the bales. I did the bales, baled the straw, got that collected using this lovely trailer that I went and purchased from the store so I could collect the bales. You will have noticed I have sold off a lot of the equipment that we started with. I've got rid of my truck because I generally don't use a pickup truck. I've currently got the tractors here. I've still got the baler at the moment because this is actually a modded baler. It has actually got 15,000 litres of straw in it, but I don't think I really need that. I might actually take that and sell it and get rid of it. I've kept the cedar for now because when I actually went to sell this cedar, I realised this cedar actually plants everything. I don't think it's direct drill. Doesn't say it's direct drill. So maybe for that, even though it plants absolutely everything, I might get rid of it in favour of having maybe a direct drill machine of some description. I mean, it's 12 meters. It's nice. It's a good size. But I might prefer the option to have a direct drill machine instead. I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we come to do seeding. We are not ready to do seeding yet. But one of the things I have done between the last video and this video is I've added some extra mods. So I've now got this work plan thing. So actually, I can actually make plans for myself so I don't forget what I'm doing. When I come on to between obviously working on 3 different maps, it's very easy to lose track of what I'm doing. But I have added the mod that I was missing in the previous video, which is the Dragon's Den. It's called the Dragon's Den Production mod. Production Overhaul mod, and it adds loads of new things that you can produce. Okay. When you have the right factories and right items and right objects and stuff. And as a result of that, you will notice over here on the selling side of the screen, on the right hand side here, we have got DD's Farmers Market, DD Supermarket. Those are sell points that are in the mod. But what I have done is I've gone into the XML file in my saved folder. And for example, the supermarket on the map over here, there's a supermarket. Well, there should be a supermarket. There is a supermarket on the map that was already on the map, that is already existing. I've just simply replaced it in the XML file, so the game uses the supermarket from the Dragon's Den mod instead, which means I've got the ability to sell the additional crops without having to buy and place a building. And I've added a couple of those. I think there's a couple of supermarkets on this map actually, different sell point. One of them's the Dragon's Den one, and one of them I think is there's the Dragon's Den supermarket. Okay, and there's the ordinary pizzeria thing. So the supermarket over here is actually the map supermarket. So there is a bit of a difference. There is a slight difference there between what they will accept and what they don't accept. And again, I've got the restaurant, fast food restaurant. So yeah, there's a little bit of crossover there. There's obviously some of the sell point. There's the farmers market, the DD farmers market. What I have tried to do though is on all of the map sell points, like the fast food restaurant, pizzeria, etc. I've tried to add the fill types from the DD mod to those, so I can sell the DD stuff to them as well without having to change a load of stuff. We'll see how it goes in practice when we start getting to that stage where we have products and we're trying to sell products. It may be that I need to place some of the sell points from the mod somewhere on the map, and replace some buildings, or buy a plot of land and put some custom buildings on it. We'll see how things go in that regard. But it should be fun being able to play with a bunch of stuff. And when we get going down the road a little bit further, it will be fun having different productions and stuff. Because obviously one of the things I'm looking forward to is in the DD Productions mod, okay, in this mod, there is an option for a butcher. You can have a butcher, so you can actually transport your animals from your animal pens to the butcher and turn your animals into meat products. So things like bacon, steaks, chicken, you know, lamb. You can make loads of products from your animals, which you can then obviously take and sell. So it makes the animals a lot more useful. And if you're breeding animals, okay, like when your animals reproduce, taking those and like a real farmer, that's a whole new element of the game that I'm really looking forward to getting into. As well as like the greenhouses, doing the greenhouses, doing the orchards. Again, I've had a little bit of a play with the mod on my multiplayer server on Calmston, because I've installed the mod on Calmston on the multiplayer server, so I can have a bit of a play with it on there to see how it all works and how things function and interact with each other. And I'm definitely looking forward to giving it a go on this map. Like I say, getting over at the farmhouse over yonder, where I plan to put my grapes and my olives and stuff like that. Over there, that is probably where I'm going to put like my greenhouses. I'm going to buy some of the greenhouses from the mod and put them there. And the greenhouses I like because they have two options. You can grow in the greenhouses. You can grow your fruits, salads, stuff with just with water. You can just use water in the greenhouses and you will get your fruits and your salads coming out. However, you also have the option of choosing to grow fruits and salads with manure. And if you add manure, then you produce a different. It's hard to explain it, but basically, I'll show you it once the greenhouses are placed. But basically, when you go into the production for the greenhouses, you will see it say like tomatoes, and then tomatoes with manure, lettuce with manure. So obviously, if you just want to grow tomatoes with water, you just activate tomatoes. Okay. However, if you decide you want to grow tomatoes with manure, you don't activate tomatoes. You choose the other option, tomatoes with manure. And that way, you then use water and manure, and you actually produce more. If you use the option for the fruits and salads with the manure, you get increased production because obviously you're providing an additional product. You're providing manure, which is additional. It's an extra input, so you should get something more back for it. So yeah, on all of the orchards and greenhouses, you do have that option. That if you have manure and can provide manure, you can actually get quite a big bonus to your production by using and choosing that, which is pretty good. And I think there's a few other, some of the other production facilities have things like that as well, where you can produce a product perfectly fine, like you can in the game currently, but then the factories also give you the options of saying, hey, if you actually provide us with this extra item or items, we will give you more of this product than what you would get by just using the basic ingredient. So then you start adding it up and weighing up, like, well, actually, if I have those items available and they're just sitting around, why not use them in combination with the original ingredient? Because I'm going to get 5 times as much stuff coming out the other end, and I've got five times as much of that product then that I can sell, which is going to make me more profit. So yeah, I'm going to be really looking forward to getting into the production stuff on this map, because like I said, there could be quite a lot of it, and with various different things. I haven't yet figured out entirely how I'm going to do the potato stuff with the potato processing mod and all that kind of stuff, because again, I will need to place the buildings for that, because then they don't exist in the map. It was very easy for me to edit because this map, the map used obviously the vanilla productions, where it used the vanilla game productions or sell points, or even its own modded versions of productions or sell points. It was very easy for me to change those to point to the versions from the Dragon's Den mod. However, obviously the potato processing mod doesn't have any base game equivalent, and in this mod map doesn't have, the mod author's not placed any equivalent. So the potato processing mod will be completely standalone in that sense, in that regard. And also I think the dry corn mod that I've got installed as well for doing dried corn, that's the same. I think I need to buy things for that, but we'll see how it goes when we get to that point. Right now I'm just completely kind of charged up, amped up, motivated, ready to get stuck into things, and it's going to be probably a little while before we're actually really fully able to start exploring that, because obviously we're going to need product, we're going to need crops, we're going to need money. And right now we don't have a lot. Yes, I've got 242 grand in the bank at the minute, nearly 243, but that's because I've sold stuff, and at this moment in time I haven't replaced it. So right now I'm harvesting this field, but after I've harvested this field I'm going to need to mulch, I'm going to need to plough or cultivate, I'm going to need to lime and fertilise and all that kind of stuff. And then we're like, okay, yeah, I need to buy some equipment now to replace what I've sold. I'm also not entirely, like, say, I'm not convinced I'm going to stick with any of the current vehicles or equipment that I'm using. So for example, the harvester here, I'm probably going to sell that as soon as I finished harvesting these two fields. My tractors, I'm probably going to get rid of those. Even the case, as much as I was excited to see us get a case big boy Magnum tractor in the first video, I'm already using one. I'm using one on Calmston, you know, and I don't really want to be I would like, when I do my Let's Plays, to, you know, have a little bit. I don't want it to be the same. And that's kind of one of the reasons why I ended my Calmston Let's Play series when I did, was because I just started my Calmston multiplayer server. I didn't want to be playing Calmston all 24 hours a day. I didn't want to be playing Calmston for videos and then logging on the server and it's like, oh, it's Calmston again. You know, so that's what led to me stopping Calmston, was because I started playing it on the server, and I'm looking forward to doing things a bit differently on the server. So yeah, that's all working out very nicely for me. I do need to go and get my tractor and trailer. But yeah, we are harvesting away. Like I say, I got all the, what was it, barley? Was it barley? Yeah, barley. I got 89,527 litres off that field over there, so didn't do too bad. I got a couple of bales of straw, look. Got a couple of bales of straw. I'm probably going to keep the baler then until after I've done that field over there. And then I'll probably sell it. I'm going to put up with a baler for the time being woeful. And having a really poor pickup. I mean, it's modded baler. I didn't realise until I started baling, it's producing like 16,000 or 18,000 litre bales. It's crazy. I was driving around the field thinking, hang on a minute, where's my straw bales? I haven't dropped a bale yet. And then I looked at the capacity and was like, oh, okay, it's because I'm not full yet. I was like, so yeah, unfortunately at the moment, like I say, I've got 16,000 litres stuck in that baler that I can't get out. I can't unload it. Again, maybe it's just me. I would love there to be an option in the game with balers to unload partial bales. you know. I know in FS19 we had a mod that allowed you to empty and unload, to unload partial bales. I would love to see that mod come out for FS22 because it does get frustrating, like I say, when I think I'm at something like 16,889 litres in the baler. But until it reaches 18,000 litres, I can't unload it. That's a lot of litres. That's quite a lot of straw. And if you're doing silage and grass and silage and stuff later on, that would be terribly, terribly annoying. To have that much stuff stuck in the machine. And again, imagine if you was doing a baling contract, trying to do a baling contract in the game. And you ended up with 16,000 litres stuck in the baler. That's the difference between the contract completing and you being stuck with a contract that won't finish. So yeah, I'm going to be switching the baler, and I am going to be switching to the Stevie version, Stevie's version of the fast bale. And the reason for that is Stevie's version of the fast bale lets me choose what size bale I want. So I can do 150 centimetre wrapped bales as opposed to 125 centimetre round bales, which is what the default fast bale does. So Stevie's fast baler gives you the option to do 125 centimetre or 150 centimetre round bales, which is really nice. I do like that. I would have liked the option to do 180s, but yeah, apparently that's not a thing. Apparently nothing in the game will do 180 centimetre wrap 180 centimetre round bales, as far as I'm aware. Could be wrong. Yeah, both of the in-game wrappers only do the standalone. The inline wrappers will do 180 centimetre bales. But then you end up with them great big sausages, which I don't really want anywhere. Yeah, it's a shame it won't wrap. The standalone ones don't wrap the 180s. It's a bit of a pity, that. Because that would be ideal. I could live with that. I could then get a normal baler and wrap 180s. The other option, of course, is to get a square baler that does 240 centimetre bales and then wrap those separately with a standalone wrapper. That's an option for us to consider. Yeah, so excited. I've also got some other new mods to try out and have an experiment and play with that I've not used before in any previous Let's Play series. For example, I have got somewhere installed the where is it? I've got the Krona pack of loading wagons. If we want loading wagons, if we're going to do any loading of stuff and things. And I've modified the pickup on those to be, you know, better than standard. Also got the Lizard TARDIS. One of these is a bit cheaty. That one, TARDIS XL, that's got a 200,000 litre capacity on a loading wagon. So I probably wouldn't use that one. However, they do one here, which is 50,000 litres. Oh, something's glitched on that badly. Oh dear. Oh dear indeed. Oh, this M. Might have to have a look at that. Something's glitched in that model. I can't believe I changed anything that would have caused that. We've got the Mandako 5-plex roller for rolling fields. We've also got the Mandako Storm cultivator, which I've not used yet. Obviously, we've got the olive picker mod, which I've not used before, which we probably have a little bit of a play with in the game. And there should also be some other loading wagons. That's 43,000 litres of Stroutman. I think that one's 47,000 litre capacity. And then we've got the 53,000 litre one here. So we've got a couple of little options for different thingies. I've got the Seppi mulchers again. I use these back on Hout Baler on, but I haven't used them since because I tend to go with the Lizard Katrina, but you never know. Might give a bit of a play to one of these. And give one of them a bit of a spin again. Of course, the Fast Bale by Stevie. There's 150 centimetre bales. That's quite nice. But yeah, they're just a couple of the things I've thrown in. Have a bit of a look at and a play with maybe on this series. Like I say, don't really have a lot of tractor mods or anything like that, so I'm kind of open to suggestions when it comes to any of that stuff as to what I should maybe have a look at, what I should download and have a bit of a tinkle with. I think one of the things I'm going to do as well in the next episode or two is do the collectible run. Go get all the collectibles, get all the money for the finding all 100 collectibles on the map, because then that will give me somewhere a nice base to start from in terms of finances, buying equipment, for maybe buying some land, for placing any mods that I need to place, for doing all of the features and functions that are built into the map and the mods that I've got currently installed. So we might do the collectible run. It shouldn't take too long to do because obviously Easy Devs mod has a handy little feature where it actually you flick a switch and it puts the location of all the collectibles on the map. So yeah, that'll be very easy to do, to go get all the collectibles, won't it? So yeah, I'm just going to finish off the, like I say, I'm going to do these 2 fields, get these harvested. I'll then probably have a massive clear out of all the equipment. Get rid of all the vehicles. We'll keep the trailer. The trailer's good. I like the trailer. And we'll keep the bale trailer that I've just bought. But everything else can go. I might... the combine header trailer. I don't know about that one. Might keep that. Depends on what size header we go for on the next combine. I'm actually kind of thinking I'm not going to go massively big on the next machine, if that makes sense. If I buy another combine, yeah, the combine might be bigger and might have more capacity, but I'm not sure I'm necessarily going to buy massive, great big, you know, 14-meter headers or something stupid like that. I might decide to keep the header smaller because, again, on this map, a lot of the fields are actually, there's a lot of fields, but they're quite small. They're quite steady. So you don't need a massive header. In fact, actually, it probably pays to be a little bit more flexible by having a smaller header, especially work like that field over there where I was having to work quite close to the trees. Like I say, I'm going to be playing with 4-day seasons on this map. So for me, as strange as it sounds coming from me, I don't need the biggest, fastest, most amazing harvester in the world. Okay? Because I'm not racing again. I won't be racing against the clock. With 4 days, 4-day months, that should give me plenty of time in a harvest window to harvest my to get my crops harvested. Just gonna grab a quick thumbnail. Might need to just move that a little bit. Oh. The reason I say move it a little bit is because the thumbnails for this series are probably gonna look a little bit different to how I usually do my thumbnails. I'm gonna use a little bit of a different program to do the thumbnails, which should make it quicker for me to do the thumbnails, because I can edit the text for the episode titles rather than have to create a new layer and manually enter the text and format the text every time. It's also going to save the font for me, which the program I've been using for the last several years to do all my farm sim content doesn't do. So every time I load that software and load up my template, if you like, for my thumbnails for a series, I then have to manually remember what font I was using, and I have to go and configure all that. I then have to create a new layer and enter the new title. I have to turn off the old layer. I then have to do all the whole bevel the font, colour the font, all that. You know what it is. You know this stuff. Whereas, thankfully, once I've set up the font on the new program and everything, and I've done all the beveling, the drop shadow, and all that sort of stuff, all I have to do then is just go and edit it. I can open the text up again and edit it, because it's an actual object on the canvas. And that's going to make my life so much easier going forward. It's the same with the thumbnails. It's the same with when I bring in the screenshot that I've just taken into the thumbnail. I'm going to just be able to bring it in, just import it, and it's automatically going to be the right size, shrunk to fit. I haven't got to drag around all the corners and move it around and all that rubbish. Ladies and gents, I spot a football. Might as well grab that while I'm here. That's something I haven't really noticed. I haven't talked about that, but the dust thing. I'm using what is it? The exhaust extension mod in the game currently, and I'm also using the Dusty Lands extension. It's probably not something you'll notice with the combine harvester, but certainly when I come to use the plough and cultivators and seeders and stuff later on, you will notice it kicks up a heck of a lot more dust now out the back. Heck of a lot more dust and things. So yeah, just going to get obviously these fields quickly harvested. Then all the fields are pretty much starting at the same sort of place, really. Same space in time. But yeah, another reason why I want to run around and get obviously the placeables found is because that's going to give me the money to plant my grapes, my olives, next to the house over yonder on the fields over there, and get them in as quickly, as early as possible, because yeah, we need to do that really. We definitely need to do that. Because like I say, I would like to do those sorts of crops much earlier in this series than I have done in previous series, and have them be available as something that to do along with all the other stuff. So it's a little bit, again, we're not just doing this kind of farming and harvesting all the time, which can get a little bit samey. I'm also going to be, like I say, wanting to do things like the cotton, and do cotton harvesting. Again, didn't really make, it wouldn't have made sense for me to do cotton on Calmston because we don't do cotton here in the UK. Doesn't really make sense for me to do cotton on Riverview either, for that very same reason. So it's a kind of a crop that I've avoided in the game, but we'll definitely be thinking about it obviously on this map, and adding it in and doing it. Again, in America you might not do cotton, might not be a thing that you do typically in America, I don't know. Certainly the American farmers that I watch on YouTube and that don't do it. They just do corn and soybeans. That seems like all they grow over in, all you grow over in America from that perspective seems to be corn and soybeans. But yeah, I will be definitely thinking about cotton on this map. I mean, providing obviously the growth, the calendar, the growth map that the map uses lets me actually do it. I didn't think to check that. I haven't really actually looked all that closely at the growth calendar, I'll be honest, because I've not got to the whole seeding bit yet. Sure, when we get to that stage, I'll then look a little bit more closely and work out what it is we can do and when, just so I know roughly what months I'm going to be busiest in, and what months I'm going to have a little bit more time to do other things. Again, and if you watch the Hout Baileron series, there was obviously certain things in that series where I worked to the calendar. For example, like my clothing, and in some extent Calmston as well. The clothing, like the sale of clothing, meant that pretty much all the wool and fabric I produced for the whole year went to the clothing, and then I sold the clothing the 1 month of the year when its prices was at its highest, and I never messed with the wool and the fabric at any other point because of that. I appreciate the fact that I'm 94% full, so I'm actually going to go and get my trailer. I'm also in this series going to be doing probably a little bit more of this. Actually running around, to use Mr. Helgi's famous expression, using my legs rather than just tabbing and auto switching to vehicles, and teleporting about the place. I know some people really don't like that, when creators are just magically moving around the map and stuff. So yeah, I'm going to try and use my legs where possible to do certain things. But obviously if it gets to the point where I'm at a field on one side of the map and my tractor and trailer that I require is on the opposite side of the map, may not be feasible. And although I have got the auto drive mod installed, at this moment in time, as I record this video, I have not created any routes myself or anything. I've just literally loaded the network, the AI network that's available in the map. So I haven't like set my own markers for like the farm or the house or anything. So right now I can't send vehicles automatically anywhere. So for example, if I was doing a harvest job on field 50 on the map, I have no way at this moment in time to send anything to field 50 because I've not created the markers and that for that yet. That's something I'm going to have to do at some point, and obviously that is something that takes quite a bit of time. Whether I do any creating auto drive stuff, routes, that kind of stuff on camera, I don't know. I don't know if people are that interested in seeing that side of things, or whether that's one of those things where, again, from a content creator standpoint, I know console players can be quite funny. Can get quite funny when content creators like myself are showing off mods and features and functions of mods that aren't available to them. So I know when I do videos where I use when I use Courseplay a lot, I notice those videos don't get as many views as some of the videos where I don't use the Courseplay. And also when I look and see how long people have actually watched the video, the number of people that watch the video 100% all the way to the end from start to finish is a lot lower. So I wonder if sometimes when I'm doing things like auto drive, Courseplay, that the console players get a little bit annoyed and turn off and stop watching. They get a bit spiteful and a bit mean because they don't have access to those mods, and therefore they're like, if he's going to play with those, I'm not watching him. I don't know if that's a thing. There's definitely something, like I say, from the analytics that I see on certain videos where obviously I'm using Courseplay and programming Courseplay and setting up a lot of jobs with Courseplay, or I'm doing a lot of things with auto drive. It seems like those videos people don't watch for the full duration. They switch off at a point. I kind of, obviously for me as a creator, I don't want people switching off the videos. I want people to watch the whole video, even if the videos get really long, like this one, which is 43 minutes or so long at this moment in time. I want people to watch the whole thing. I mean, that's obviously why I make the videos and why I upload them. And I want people to be entertained for the whole time, you know? You know, if you've got me on in the background right now whilst you're playing the game yourself, or whilst you're doing something else yourself, you know, that's what I want. It doesn't help me if people turn off the video after 5 minutes. That doesn't help me out as a creator. So yeah, let me know in the comments, people. You know, give me your feedback. I'm open to feedback, and I really appreciate it. If you want to see me doing programming and recording auto drive stuff, let me know. If you don't, then I'll assume you don't want to see that, and I will do that stuff off camera, because I don't want to spend time recording videos that people don't want to watch or won't watch or will turn off. I know the other night when I was doing my Twitch stream, I was recording a auto drive course, and the viewer in that found that very interesting, especially as I needed to do a reverse unload. I had to find a way to get the auto drive guy to reverse to the unloading point, because you couldn't just drive through. It wasn't a straight drive through, because the pallet spawn point, once the delivery point, once the delivery location had actually started producing pallets of products, those pallets would have blocked the ability to drive through the tip point. So I had to program a reversing course, and the guy as I say, the people watching at the time found that really interesting, because they didn't even know that that was possible. Like, the ones who had experience with auto drive didn't even realise whoa, they can actually reverse with trailers. And I was like, yeah. And we kind of figured things out, because the first time I tried recording the course, it didn't work. I could not actually get the course to record the reversing route, and I was like, I was a little bit. I was like, I've done this before. I know how it's supposed to work, and I was like, do I have to press a button to tell auto drive that I've gone into reverse? A bit like in course play, in Farm Sim 19, when you were recording courses with course play in Farming Simulator 19. Courseplay had a button that you had to press to tell Courseplay whether you were driving forward or reversing, so that Courseplay knew what it was supposed to be doing at what time. Auto drive doesn't have a button. It automatically detects when the vehicle is driving forwards or reversing and adjusts accordingly. But you have to be recording in the right route mode. And what I mean by that is, when you are recording, you need to make sure that the line type that you are recording is correct. Okay? You need to make sure your line type. I was trying to do it with the yellow, brown, low priority road type route, and for some reason, every time I was reversing, auto drive would not do a reversing line. However, when I switch back to the normal green high priority route, the minute I slapped the vehicle in reverse, auto drive started putting down the light blue reversing lines. So I was like, okay, I have to be in the right mode. I have to use the correct line type to set up a reversing route, which is a little bit annoying because I didn't really want to do a green route all the way to the sell point. So it's like, okay, at some point, as I'm right next to the delivery building, I need to record my green route into my reversing route and exit, but then I need to switch it back to a low priority route thing after that. Between that then and back on the main road sort of thing. Because again, I don't want vehicles driving anywhere they shouldn't be. Because I did notice then, after I'd done that course, after I'd set the course up and I tested it, and auto drive was able to do the reversing and everything automatically on its own, and it was all fine and everything was okay. I did notice that when it then was doing the return to silo, to it was going to fill up again from the silo, to then obviously come back and deliver the next load of stuff. I did notice at that point that auto drive was taking a very funny route to the silo, and not the most efficient, quickest, simplest, straightforward route, even though it was available. And again, not too sure why until I dive in and have a bit of a closer look, because again, on the Calmston map, which is the map I was playing on, the auto drive route system was created by another player. I've just downloaded it and installed it and added my own tweaks to it, and added my own, where I've obviously put custom buildings, placeables and stuff. I've created my own routes to those, but the sort of the basic system for driving around the whole map, that was created by another user, and I don't know quite what they've done, which would explain why the tractor goes on the longest, most scenic route to the back to the silo, and not the most straightforward, quickest route. And again, it confused me a bit, because pretty much all the roads running around the main road, all the main roads and everything, they're all the blue. It's two-way road things. So yeah, I don't know why. Like I say, don't know why. At this point in time, I'm not going to spend too much time worrying about it on that map. But certainly if I'm going to be recording my own network for this map, I'm going to want to do things properly. Have the machines, have the tractors operating efficiently, and taking the most efficient routes to their destinations all the time, so that they're not wasting time, they're not wasting fuel, they're not getting stuck in traffic or whatever. Right, this video is getting incredibly long now. We're at 50 minutes now, ladies and gents. I'm going to finish this strip. The harvesting is complete. I'm going to do the straw baling off camera and get the bales picked up. I'm going to get all the bales put over into my bale storage hayloft thing. The only reason I left those other bales there was to show you that I'd collected the bales and that I'd got the bale trailer, but I will pick those bales up as well, move them. I will then probably sell all the vehicles off camera. Harvester, tractors, the whole shebang. And when we come back then for the next episode in the series, ladies and gents, we can go shopping. How does that sound? Like it? I hope so. Thank you for watching today's video, everybody. Really appreciate it. I will see you next time round. But for now, from me, goodbye, ladies and gents.